Hey everybody, it's Sara-Dawn and it's story time. This story comes from when I was about 5 years old, I think, 5 or 6. I was in like grade primary or 1. It was the night before Halloween, and I was like super excited because at school on the day of Halloween we would have like a big party and all of our parents were invited and you'd get to like dress up, play games and stuff. So I'm laying in bed, obviously I can't sleep, I'm too excited, like I'm a little 5 or 6 year old kid, like I'm super excited to go to school and dress up. I even think I dressed up as like Sailor Moon probably because that's the same costume I wore for like 3 years in a row. I was probably either Sailor Moon or a cat, it was one of the two because those were like my two go-to costumes at that point. Well, actually I still dress up as a cat quite often for Halloween. Meow meow, meow 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 meow. Anyway, so it's the night before Halloween, I'm all excited, I'm laying in bed, it's probably like 9 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night, something like that. I'm supposed to be in bed sleeping, I'm too excited. So I get up to go out and talk to my mom and dad in the living room because I can't sleep. What else am I gonna do? I come out in the living room and they're watching this show called Fear Factor. If you don't know what Fear Factor is, it was like this old game show type thing where like 6 people, I think, something like that. I can't really remember. It was like 6 people would go against each other in challenges that were considered like fearful or scary. Basically the competitions would consist of like things that people would consider really scary, like parachuting off buildings or eating something disgusting or like petting a snake, things like that, like things that most people would consider scary. And it was hosted by Joe Rogan. If you don't know who that is, it's this guy. I think he hosts the UFC now. And I mean, this show was like crazy. They did crazy stuff. Like people did this for money. Like the person at the end of all the rounds who survived all the scary stuff or did it in the fastest time would win like a bunch of money. The show was so popular it lasted till like 2012, which I don't understand because some of the stuff on it was disgusting. I don't understand how it lasted that long, but whatever. It was like a huge show back then, like everybody watched this show. So I come out to the living room and my mom and dad are watching Fear Factor because that's what everybody watched back then. It was like the show to watch. And this was one of the episodes where they had to eat disgusting things. So I came out and I was sitting with my mom, you know, she was just kind of like cuddling me like, oh, go back to sleep. And I wasn't allowed to watch this show at this point, but like I was sneaking peeks, you know, watching it. Like what am I gonna do? I'm sitting out in the living room with my mom, they're watching the show. Yeah, I'm curious, like whatever. So they're all like sitting at a table, all the contestants, getting ready to eat something disgusting. So what they're eating turns out to be bull testicles. So they're all talking about how gross these bull testicles are, how scary eating bull testicles is. I'm like 5 or 6. I don't know what testicles are, but I assume it's something disgusting. They kind of look like eyeballs. So I thought maybe it was like bull eyes or something. I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't know what it was. I'm like, ew, that's gross. Anyways, I think I fell asleep on the couch and my parents probably carried me to bed. I woke up the next morning. So then I get all dressed up in my little costume and my mom takes me to the school. Our teacher was there and she was dressed up as a witch and like all the parents are there and it was just me and my mom. There's like a bunch of games you can play with your parents, things like that. So then around lunchtime my teacher goes, okay, everybody come sit down on the mat down here. We all come and sit down on the mat and she has like a big bowl full of red punch and she called it like blood. And we were playing this game called the Witch's Brew. So basically she had like a bunch of different candies all set out, like gummies and chocolate bars, things like that. And the big bowl of red punch. She would hold up like a candy, like gummy worms or something as an example of these gummy worms. And then she'd ask the kids, what is this? And we'd put up our hands and make up things. Like we'd be like, oh, a snake. And she'd be like, well, do you want to put snakes in the blood to drink? And we'd be like, yeah, this game sounds way more morbid than it was. It was like, we all knew it was punch. It was like a fun time. So we'd be like, yeah, that's a snake, put it in the punch. She would do this with all different candies and kids would say different things. Like she had grapes there and she was like, ooh, what is this? And somebody put up their hand, she asked them, and they said, oh, an eyeball. And she, oh, okay, we'll put the eyeball in the potion, the witch's potion. There comes a point in this game when she holds up some Maynard's Fuzzy Peaches, which look like this, which to me also looked like something else. Can you guess? They looked like the bull testicles I saw on the TV last night. So little Sara-Dawn puts up her hand and says, yes, I think those look like bull testicles. The parents just went silent. I look over at my mom and she's like, the teacher just kind of ignores me and like moves on to another kid. Oh, what do you guys think the Fuzzy Peaches look like? Me being the enthusiastic person I am was like, you ain't skipping my turn. I already told you those look like bull testicles. So what do? I stand up. They look like bull testicles. The fuzzy peaches look like bull testicles. I don't know what testicles are at this point. Like, I don't even know what I'm saying. I just knew it was something disgusting because I saw it on Fear Factor last night, so I look over at my mom again, she's still like, and all the parents are like, and the kids are like, what the hell are bull testicles? Like, none of the kids probably understood. There are probably a few that got it, but most of us probably didn't. And the teacher keeps trying to skip me, so I stand up, look right at the teacher and yell it, the fuzzy peaches look like bull testicles. At this point, my mom kind of like pulled me away and explained to me that bull testicles were not a nice thing. And that I probably shouldn't have said that. I didn't know. I wasn't embarrassed at the time. My mom probably was. I'm embarrassed now. Well, not really, actually. It's kind of a funny story. That's why I'm telling it to you. Yeah, I was one of those kids that, like, if you just tried to ignore me, I would just get extremely louder. Kind of like I am now. I'm still that way. My mom didn't really explain to me what testicles were. She just told me it was like a not very nice thing and that I shouldn't say that anymore, and then that was the reason that I wasn't allowed to watch like shows like Fear Factor and stuff, because I was one of those kids that would just shout shit out when I did not know what it meant. Ooh, my kitty king. To this day, my mom likes to tell this story and embarrass me because I embarrassed her so many years ago. This is one of the ongoing stories in my family that everybody likes to talk about around Halloween time. So I thought I'd share it with you so that not only my family can laugh at me, but you can too. And that is my bull testicle story. If you thought it was funny and you'd like me to tell you more stories about my very embarrassing life, please leave a like on this video to let me know. Also, if you'd like to be notified every time I do make a new video, subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the SDRJ. Links are in the description. You probably want to hear more embarrassing stories, but you have to subscribe. Hopefully my embarrassment has brought you some joy today. I'm Sara-Dawn and I hope you enjoyed this video.